is a dangerous group that we're dealing with now. This is a nightmare.
Hello and welcome to Talk Haunted to Me. My name's Reese.
I'm Skinner.
I'm Swish.
All right. This is our inaugural episode. We're talking, this series here is Haunted Towns of America. And today we are going to Georgia to talk about three locations, three locales, if you will. Three cities, three towns that are known for their haunts. We are excluding Savannah from this because Savannah has so many haunted locations that are so well documented that we're going to give it its own episode.
We're going to give it two episodes.
Ooh, 2 episodes.
We're going to give it two
Maybe a
episodes.
two-parter?
It's going to be a two-parter.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Big talk.
But first off, you were definitely going to be new to the show since this is the first episode, but we're going to break out a cocktail at every episode of this series and any other series we deem appropriate. Drink something that has a little bit of a tie-in. So because we're in Georgia and it's the peach state, we're going to break out a peach cobbler cocktail.
Yep.
Looked around a few different recipes and they weren't the greatest, but definitely going to try to make something of our own here. I was in the lab yesterday really hammering away at these things.
So wait, this isn't a recipe? We're just pouring at will? Like what?
Yes, we are.
No, it is a...
It can only go wrong.
It's a semi-recipe, but we're going to make it
You're like,
right here.
Mine's going to be all alcohol and like nothing else. You're not gonna...
You're going to have to call in sick tomorrow. No.
Yeah, I'll just walk in.
Stumble in.
Just
I'm still drunk.
Throw the liquor bottle. You fix it.
So it's actually based off a couple of recipes and then some added stuff. The biggest problem with this was obviously trying to make something that had a little bit of a crust flavor when there's no crust liqueur. So we tried
that you know of.
Ooh, I don't know of.
Well,
Yes.
sure, we'll find one.
Yeah. Well, where were you, man? You could help me out.
Working.
Why would you do that?
Okay, I was working. So, anyways, we got our cocktail glasses here. Let's go ahead and pour this. So, what we went with was rum chata, delicious rum chata,
In certain circumstances.
With root beer.
like
always.
today. Some
Yeah, I'm not
amaretto.
sure it's going to go.
Give us a little bit of an almond flavor towards kind of our crust. We actually have a creamer, oatmeal cookie creamer, where it's just a splash of that, but it's going to give a little bit of that texture, although the flavor, I guess, or whatever.
The best
We have peach nectar. Now, I tried peach schnapps, and peach schnapps is absolutely terrible. I'm sorry. If you like fake peach candy, then obviously that's pretty dope, but I don't. So we went with peach nectar. You can find this any Hispanic or Latino shop, or in our case, I went to Ingles, which actually has a really good selection of international foods and stuff. So I went with that because it's actual peach concentrate blended up, got sugar, delicious, and then cream soda. So cream soda to kind of cut the alcohol a little bit, so it's not overpowering you, because the amaretto and the rum is brutal. Plus that peach stuff, but I left that.
It can only be great, right?
It's gonna be
Yeah.
delicious.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So
You haven't tried one of these yet.
Butters is gonna take us away. Butters and the
Butters and raisins.
raisins. So this is how we're gonna measure
You
because
were
we're lazy.
Fast on that.
What?
It's not like I haven't seen that episode like 20 times.
Yeah, we talked about it before.
Yeah.
You were late here, and that's
All right. Let's just
Yeah.
skip that.
Some of us leave on time.
I was not informed that I wasn't giving
it
someone
smells
a ride here.
delicious.
Oh, I get first pour.
Oh, I thought he was about to pour that in the table for a second.
I thought you were about to just pour it straight into my mouth. Like
If that's what you want.
I get more. I don't. Are you putting more in?
No,
mine?
no, no. I'm using this as a measuring piece here.
To the
Here,
top
do
of
you need a
butters.
hand? Here, I got you. Yeah, those are great.
Say when.
All right. So we'll go with that.
I feel like you gave me less.
What's wrong? Oh, you want some more?
I feel inferior.
You should.
There you go.
I don't have to drive, so.
I do.
I have a very long drive.
That's what you're talking about.
All right, that's really all we needed. So obviously we're not measuring anything because eyeball. Let's do this.
We're no quitters.
Let's put that up. Okay, so
It doesn't totally look like a college party without it.
I don't have the funnel. If we had the funnel,
Yeah.
this would be.
Where's the little balls? I'll just toss them on the other side. You don't need a red solo cup. He's right there. Oh, is this the drink? Is this it? We're gonna stop here. Cream soda and
I mean,
rum chata?
it would be good. But
I feel like that'd be pretty amazing.
All right.
It does smell really good.
I bet it does.
Here's
First time I've opened a can of this.
Take a sip.
No, that's not the reaction we're looking for.
It smells like a foot or peaches.
You know that
Or-
company's just gonna like come after us. Like,
No, that's what peach smells like. It smells like real peach. Like, smell it. It kind of smells like a foot. First smell. Here, take a smell. It's gonna be good. I'm telling you. It just has that.
It smells like a peach pit.
what's
Yeah.
the expiration date on that?
6 years ago.
It's okay.
It's not okay. Don't you? What do I stir this with?
Your finger. He's got long.
What if I want to use something else?
Splash. Splash.
No, this is awful. Oh,
And now for the oat milk cookie.
I mean, y'all can do it without the oatmeal. I'm going.
Oh
with the
no,
oatmeal,
I'm
baby.
going all
I
the
might
way.
just drink the.
put it in there.
I might drink this whole thing just.
Just-
for now.
That's what she
Chris,
said.
just put it in.
So put it in.
Just put it in.
Breathe.
Ah! No, don't put more in.
Thank you. See.
Some of us are helpful.
Oh, I'm sorry that I'm so close to your arm that you don't have to extend it. I thought that'd be a courtesy. You don't have to work it as hard.
All right. So start with your fingers, guys.
We really need something.
Are we
Yeah,
really just stirring with our
Look,
finger?
I forgot to bring the stirring stick. Okay.
This is a great start to the
Oh
episode.
yeah.
Well, we all washed our hands before
Oh.
this moment.
I didn't. I got pizza in there and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
That's the most. That's.
This is be good.
What?
Oh God!
Tastes pretty good.
Bottoms up,
Shit.
boys.
All right. So yeah, make something like that. Obviously, just whatever you like. If you like it more alcohol-y, then leave the cream soda out or make it less or whatever. I don't care.
Peach doesn't overpower. You get more of the.
Yeah, rum chata's pretty high up on that.
Yeah, it is.
It's good.
It doesn't really taste like alcohol. That's kind of dangerous.
Pour more peach in yours.
I don't want to.
I'm about to.
Yeah. Go
Maybe a
for
little
it.
more peach.
Oh
Whistle.
God. Yeah. You'll only live once, right? Tonight. That's it. Then we're done.
Yes, we all die tonight. Awesome.
Cop pulls you over.
Sir.
There's a breathalyzer test. How many peaches have you had tonight? All.
All right. I think it's good. I don't really think it's too cobblery, but
No.
it tastes good.
You know what it needs? Moonshine pickle.
I thought you were going to say moonshine cherries, but
We could put a moonshine cherry in here.
you just
No.
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 Why would you?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Those things are nasty.
Yes. I'll go get the container right now. We'll do it.
No.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's get started. Yeah. Anybody?
I'm
Anybody
not-
started? Started?
If you want to get
I've
started,
started.
be my guest.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try to choke this down.
How does it taste bad? It tastes fine.
It's just there.
Yeah. I mean,
It's just there. The rum The rum chata is the best bit,
It
though.
tastes like a bad drink at a carnival. Like you see like a smoothie and you're like, ooh, a smoothie, and they charge like $20 for it, and then you drink it and you're like, this is not that great. It's like that. It seems like a very specific
fine.
comparison.
That was very weird.
That was a very specific comparison, yes.
It's like
Show
it's
me on the-
happened like 10 or 20 times to me.
Show me on the doll where they hurt you. Wait, huh?
Right.
It's gonna
It's
be
right here.
Yeah.
Show me on Annabelle where they touched you.
I don't want to open Annabelle. Annabelle stays in her case.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Which I mean, it's not the that's the movie Annabelle, not the
Real doll.
real doll, which is just a Raggedy Ann, creepy Raggedy Ann doll.
Or Raggedy Andy.
I'll just put it on. Let's put it on this coaster, right?
Oh yeah, one of these
We all know
nice
Swish loves his
these
Andes.
nice coasters that you can't see because it's too far away. All right. Anyways, so we are going to take a trip down south to Georgia, and I'm going to start us off with the lovely town of Marietta, Georgia.
It's a lovely town.
It is. Have you not been
I
before?
mean, that's pretty cool.
Maybe.
They've got a square.
Maybe I drove through. I don't know.
Marietta
have.
Square is really cool. Lots
Mhm.
of cool bars and stuff.
They got a
it's pretty
cool theater, the Strand.
It's pretty dope. One of the places which I'm not going to talk about, but the Hemingway's is apparently haunted as well as the city morgue. So, yeah, but that's not one of the ones I'm focusing on today necessarily, or tonight, or whenever this is. I've been drinking a lot. I don't know what's going on right now.
Maybe you should. All right, keep drinking. You know what? Pour another one.
I ain't gotta go nowhere, man. It's my house.
You got any root beer for the rum chata?
Yes, I actually do.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch incoming.
Woo-wee. Well, come on, man.
And you
All right,
got
anyways,
those pickles.
I do have those pickles. You be my guest.
No, we agreed together.
Who agreed? I didn't agree.
agree.
You agreed by buying them.
No,
I didn't buy them. My mom bought them for my wife.
Gave them to you
because they're nasty.
because
Nope.
they're good.
No one's had them yet. They're just sitting
You're
up there,
nasty.
nice.
I'm the only one that I've had them. They're amazing.
Eat the whole jar right here, right now.
If he'll let me spend the night, I don't
He
know.
will die. He eats the whole thing of that by himself.
The skinny as he is,
Yeah,
he'd be dead.
And then he got to use a wheelbarrow to like push me into work. All right, I got Chris here.
Special delivery. Anyways, all right. So our first city, town, however you want to label them, is Marietta, Georgia. Known, apparently, I've never heard this before, but is known to possibly have up to 700 ghosts just around the Marietta Square. I don't know how you get that. I didn't know if there was a ghost census out there somehow.
I was on the poll last year.
You were on the poll?
Yeah, asked a bunch of them.
Is it really? They really don't pay you that much at the college?
They do not.
Did they ghost you after the poll?
Yeah. Now, now taking the stage, Juicy Peach, everybody, Juicy Peach, the juicy furry peach. So the first stop in Marietta is the Kennesaw House, also known, apparently, as the House of 1,000 Ghosts.
Which defeats the 700 number.
Yeah, I don't really quite get that. If there's 700 in the square, I think Kennesaw House is basically on the square. I don't know. The math is off. I don't know. Psychics, man. Psychics.
I mean, you carry zero. It makes sense.
So the craziest story out of the Kennesaw House is so certain visitors have described getting on an elevator, and then this is varying depending on which source you look at or people you've heard, but some have said the third floor, some have said the basement. Either way, when they get in the elevator and arrive at that floor, they encounter a scene from basically a Civil War surgery, like almost like a med tent, because the Kennesaw House was used as a hospital during the Civil War. So visitors have reported when they go and then see this thing, they see just blood everywhere, surgeons working on Civil War soldiers, men screaming, just insanity, right? So they freak out. They go and tell the staff because at the time they were staying there, it's like a hotel. And the staff come out. They go down to that floor or wherever they go, upstairs or downstairs, whatever. And they don't see anything. It's just empty. Like, so it seems to be like almost like a hallucination or whatnot. I don't know if they're mutually exclusive or how it works. If it's different floors but you see the same thing, or if it's just confusion on is it the basement or is it the third floor or what. So it's either tied directly to the elevator and you're just seeing shit, or if it's tied to a specific floor. I don't know. I couldn't find that information.
I'd be running if I saw that.
Well, I mean, where are you running? You're in an elevator. The door opens and you see it. So you either run out into it or you just back up to the back of the elevator.
No,
and
You just
press
run
the
in
buttons.
circles.
It's just spamming the button. Spamming the button. Close.
Just faint. Just right. Just
Maybe if I faint, it'll think I'm dead
Yeah.
too.
either that or you just ask for some whiskey because that was their thing, right? They
Yeah.
drank whiskey or whatever they drank, and then bite a bullet. That's where the term "bite the bullet" comes
Yeah.
from. Is that kind of surgery? Anyways, tied to the elevator as well is that, and to the whole surgery thing. Apparently, there is the ghost of a Civil War era surgeon who has been seen on the elevator. So when you get on the elevator, there's like this dude in Civil War garb. So that's been seen. And the other major ghost in the building, even though there's 1,000 apparently, I guess they're counting the soldiers as
Probably
one of like however many they see as 1,000, because there's only 3 hauntings that
So
are.
it's 997 soldiers and then
Yes.
I
3
get-
other
I mean,
people.
Hey, there might be more than one surgeon there. I don't know. It could be a practice that works out of that hospital.
But who counted the 1,000?
Look,
Like
sir,
who
I don't know.
remembered the
They took
different
They
faces?
took a survey.
I get the. I don't know. I don't know.
They leave the paper on the ground with a little pencil, like write your name here.
Yes.
Well, what I'm interested in is like they
Most
say
of them are just X's.
How was your experience?
it's been known as the House of 1,000 Ghosts. Like, who knows how many people started that? Like, was it just one person one day? I was like, yeah, it's a house of 1,000 ghosts, maybe, I don't know, and then it just stuck, or
Someone just made up a number.
Yeah.
There could be 1,000. I've seen 2. I don't
is it the people who wrote the article just like there was like 3 there's like 3 friends and they all call it that, and that's the only people that call it that.
the
but they're just
keyboard
saying,
stuck
people.
and like Microsoft Word added too many zeros.
It was supposed to be the House of 10 Ghosts. Damn it. But
Clippy didn't help him.
the third ghost is actually the ghost. It's seen by children. It's a lady in a old timey dress with pink trim, and when a lot of the kids who have seen this ghost then point out a particular painting in there.
He's got a layer of peach just sitting there that's not even stirred in.
It's a little foamy. I'll be honest. It's a little
Shake
foamy.
it up.
It's a little
Shake it
foamy. It's like a poorly made pina colada. It's a little foamy.
Hey! It's a delicious drink. Wait till you get to the peach down there that you haven't got stirred in.
Yeah, the layers are pretty great. I don't know how I feel about that.
Just chug it.
Just chug the kernel.
If I chug it, I won't be able to drive home.
Lightweight.
Yes.
Dude, we got at least 30 more minutes on this. You'll be
Yeah,
all right.
30 more minutes is enough for me to like wind down.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Just
we-
chug it now.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Chug it. Shh. All right, anyways.
We're gonna make a chicken sandwich run after this.
Uh,
Waffle House run.
there you go. I'll get a hash
That's
brown
it.
bowl.
I'm
Anyways,
down for it.
there is the third ghost, right? So the kids, when they see it, quite a few of the kids have then pointed out a painting of a lady that matches the description, obviously, they're saying. But that painting is of Miss Fletcher, who is the the wife of the second owner of it. So this is before it was the hospital, I believe. That's creepy that only the kids are seeing it, and then they can then point out what they see, and that is an actual person who most likely died in the house. So that's the 3 hauntings of the Kennesaw house. I've always wanted to go to the Kennesaw house, never ever stepped foot in it though. I would like to try to investigate. There's been a few ghost investigation teams that have been in there, so it seems like they're willing to allow certain investigation groups. So that's definitely a place we might want to look into. Getting in there for the evening.
Anytime.
Anytime. Bro.
Anytime.
Anytime.
Anytime. You just let me know. show up with my can-do attitude, and
There you go.
we'll do some stuff.
Do some stuff. We'll do some stuff and some things.
Yeah, they might involve cameras, they might not involve cameras, but we'll do some stuff and some things.
Stuff and
You know,
things.
we can wipe the cards, midway through the session, so that we don't get half the footage.
Oh, don't hurt the poor boy.
What? We're just talking. Anyways,
I mean, that's pretty much what most of it was. We were just talking. I mean, nothing really important happened. It wasn't like a really exciting podcast or anything.
I don't know, man. That was probably the most exciting one.
It was because I was freezing. I barely spoke anything.
Would you lose the footage of you running for your life when you heard that noise, or was that after?
I think he did lose it.
I think we
lost it.
definitely lost that footage.
The only footage we still have.
we lost that footage. We didn't lose the GoPro footage that still has that on film. So
The most beautiful thing I've ever seen was just you.
We
turn
did
around
lose the footage of you screaming down the hallway when you heard the wall collapse.
the what?
When it sounded like the wall collapsed, like behind you, and you're just like, "Oh my god!"
No, that's on the
that's on that
GoPro. That's right before you ran.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because it sounded like a dumpster or someone shutting the lid to a dumpster or something.
I didn't scream. I just said, "Ah!"
He said, I was right behind him.
And I
It was
bumped
like
into
it was
him.
like a scene out of Scooby-Doo, and I was like way too close, and he
Yeah.
hits me,
And-
and I'm like, dude, and all of a sudden, bam, and you just
Yeah, you're like, "Hey
You
guys,
went-
I'm coming down."
you went about
bang,
4 feet in the
ah!
air. There was an audible gasp from you.
But didn't we get the entire conversation happening in that hallway though?
I'm not sure. It was
don't
so
know.
much fun though.
We should have. The GoPros were going the whole time, so we at least have
I
it
think there
somewhere.
was-
All right, the second haunting of importance in Marietta is the
'Cause there are so
statue
many.
of Mary Maynard. Is that how we would say it? Maynard?
Minert?
Maynard? Maynard the Gert?
I have no idea how to pronounce that. It is.
Yeah.
We're close enough. We'll take it.
Minor.
Well, you know what? Or we'll just call her Mary.
So she lived in a large house near the Marietta National Cemetery in the 1800s. So she heard her children crying on the top floor. The house was apparently on fire. She ran to save them, but they all died in the fire. That's her and the two children. I believe they were infant twins. And so now there's a statue of her in the cemetery. And if you go to the cemetery, you'll see basically moss or whatever, like like a trail for tears, not the trail of tears, but the trail for tears down her face. Yeah, so it's apparently a thing. I don't know. There's a lot of stories that are like this with statues that get, where you can ask questions and like maybe like what happened to your kid or blah blah blah, and they'll cry right there and then. I don't know if that's the case with this particular one.
Does this one have like a story or some like a line you say in front of it to get her to appear or something like that?
So I haven't seen it on this one. Have you seen? I know you had seen this same story when you were doing some research on your city.
I think you have to say like Mary something, and supposedly she'll appear.
Was it Bloody Mary?
That's why. That was my first thought the second I read it. I can't remember what it was.
Here, I got you.
Mary, it's getting hot in here. Take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot. I'm gonna take my. Sorry. It's almost time for a
Fill up.
Refill.
God, rum chata is so good. That was probably my excuse. Was like, oh yeah, if I peach something on it, rum chata. Here we go.
That's why it's like 90% rum chata. 3%
Chata is so good though.
It is, especially root beer.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. While he looks up to see if he can find the thing you got to say to invoke her, apparently. I'll move on to the Glover house.
Oh, one of these
Find it?
is. Oh yeah, here it is. So one of the local legend states if you approach the statue on Halloween,
And then say, Mary, did you know?
yes, circle her memorial 3 times, and say, Mary, how did your children die? Her ghost will appear.
So it's the same as like a lot of the other statues.
So
Mhm.
what
Mary,
happened?
what happened to your baby? Mary this, blah, 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 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know though for him, what happens when he walks up and he says, Mary,
You wanna go
you
out
want
for
to get coffee? Do you think she ghosts him?
I mean, it has a double meaning at that point, right?
Always ghosted. Apparently, people have actually
She shows up and says, I have a boyfriend.
Or she goes and tells her boss.
Yeah, she goes tells her boss.
No, there's already someone that says, sorry, I have a friend who already wants to date me, so no. That's what always happens. But apparently people have heard the sound of a young child calling out mommy.
Nope.
And spookier,
Nope.
it said
No,
that
we're doing this one.
I'm out.
No, we're doing this one.
this last one says that people have seen that apparently it's her statue, she's holding two babies. They've seen them swap. Is what it's stating. So
So babies hold them? No.
Yeah.
The babies hold her, like
Mommy.
just hold her up.
No, but they're saying that they actually swap arm positions.
That's very
They've
creepy.
seen
Wait, but they're twins.
They're twins.
How the hell do you know?
And they're
I'm just going off what this website's telling me. I mean,
That one's got like a different vibe, and I can tell when it moves over. Probably the same person that
I
counted
think
100.
that one's giving me a really weird look.
Yeah.
So that's the one.
That was probably from the same person
Yeah.
that said there's 1,000 ghosts in Kennesaw's house.
I was saying that one's winking at me. I don't like that.
but I mean, I'm looking at a picture of the statue, and it's definitely
Yeah, it's a creepy statue.
It
But
is
it's also a
very-
creep. It's a statue in a
Did you see that
cemetery.
earlier?
Like, come on.
I didn't see it.
yeah, it's definitely creepy. They do have different poses on the babies.
That is a very creepy statue. We have to go there.
I mean, we can.
We have to
Halloween
go
night.
there. Can we get in?
Well, Halloween night, you're gonna have a lot of people and police there, so I don't think we're gonna get there Halloween night.
Mm.
Halloween during the day, we could do it.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure she. I mean, she worked like a long hour job or something, and she didn't get out until nighttime, or would she show up if I just?
She's got a normal 9 to 5.
Yeah, and then she's got to get dinner for the kids, so like she's not really available until probably 8 or 9 if she gets into bed. Then, if you say Mary, she'll show up.
And then at 10 o'clock, she's swiping on Tinder.
Yeah, but she might be too tired. It depends on the day. Like she might be too tired to even show up. So I don't know. It's be hard to get her out there, but we can try. All right, so the Glover house. That's the third one I had. So it's a house. The end.
That's good.
We'll talk
I'm
later.
glad. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Nice.
great. Now, there's apparently the ghost that they think is haunting it. As probably Glover. I actually have to look at my notes here. Yeah, so they think it's John Glover. That's the rumor, at least, who was the mayor who built the house in 1851. So this guy seems to be kind of like a creeper, pervert. I don't know. Anyways, he tends to. Hey, you have a lot in common with this guy. Listen, he lurks in the corners of bedrooms and occasionally peering out of the windows.
Just because I showed up the one time in your bedroom. don't
I
you
was going
dare.
with your Facebook stalking prowess, but whatever.
Find anyone, anytime, anywhere.
Yeah,
As long as they're on Facebook.
It's a skill. What can we say?
it's a something.
It's a
It's a felony. At least a misdemeanor. I don't know. I don't know law. But yeah, that's the Marietta. The three that have actual stories. Hemingway's has what used to be a city morgue. It has more like you can smell formaldehyde still in the basement and stuff. That's a little creepy. Waitresses and hostesses have like felt like a presence was behind them, like standing, looking over their shoulder and stuff. Skinner, where were you?
Just laughing at the
where were you on the night
Yeah.
of
Not there.
So that's there. There's also
cameras
the
say differently.
Marietta Cobb
I'm just starting to like
Museum of Art. Oh, starting to feel it.
starting to curdle.
You're supposed to drink it faster. What are you doing?
No, it's fine.
Okay,
Is it?
just chew it.
Do you give me a straw?
You know, this
Just
is honestly
sure.
like him trying to do the what shot was it? The Irish car bomb.
Irish car bomb.
And he's trying to drink it. It's curdling before he can even sip it.
Yeah.
weight wise, I'm about like half what you guys are. So, I'm just saying these destroy me.
That's interesting. Let's do it. So yeah, there's also the Marietta Cobb Museum of Art that's got a haunting. Apparently, there's two ghosts. I couldn't find anything about the second ghost, but the first ghost saw mentioned was Catherine. I think Catherine. And
Zeta Jones.
yes, no, this one's a lot more pleasant. She's nicer,
Bates.
but apparently she's really nice. And apparently, at one point there was an investigation
Just
there.
entrap you in the location.
There was an investigation there, and the investigator said they caught like a vengeful spirit there, and the staff kind of laughed at them, and they were like, "Oh, that's rude." It's like, "Oh no, it's not. We're not laughing at you necessarily, but we just know that Catherine's a very friendly ghost. Like she's really nice. So we think I guess they're probably sending it full of crap. I don't know. But they just thought it was funny because Catherine's pretty dope. So I don't know, man. We could, I don't know if we can get in there or not. It's a museum of art. And, you don't want to.
They may not let us in
we don't
there.
want to tear nothing
like
up.
people who would be interested in art.
Yeah. What the hell is this, man? God damn. We told you not to drink in the museum. Oh, whatever. All right. Anyways, so yeah, that's Marietta. Like there's tons of places around there. Like I said, if there's 700 ghosts on the square and 1,000 ghosts in the Kennesaw house, you're gonna run into ghosts everywhere.
Yeah.
Unless they're talking about just people getting ghosted on dates and stuff, then maybe.
It's a big enough square for it.
Yeah, it's a lot. But Marietta's a pretty cool place. Another place that I don't know if it's considered Marietta. Obviously, the name is Kennesaw, but Kennesaw Mountain is apparently haunted too, the battlefield, because there was a big battle there. One of the coolest things I've ever heard about that place is ghost deer. So they'll like ghost animals, like ghost deer and stuff, will run by and then disappear.
You have a hard enough time with the ones in your backyard. You really want to go after ghost ones?
I'm just thinking they're ghost deer too. I mean, I see them for a minute, and they're gone, and then I'll see them all of hunting season. Anyways,
it's because they have your face carved into a tree.
Yeah,
They're like
they know.
Wanted. it's just Bigfoot like carved into the tree.
They know.
I'm gonna have a problem with that guy then. Screw that guy. But yeah, Marietta definitely is close to there. I don't know if Kennesaw Mountain falls in Kennesaw or if it's kind of tied to Marietta.
Literally like almost between the two, I'd say.
Yeah, because I go past it all the time, but I don't know where that line is. But yeah, it's that's haunted too. It's a battleground. Any of your major battlefields and battlegrounds tend to have some sort of presence in it. So I would definitely check that out if you can as well. So we're gonna go with a Mr. Skinner here.
Oh yeah.
And he's gonna tell you about Macon.
Good old Macon.
Making the bacon.
Making
That's
coffee
actually,
dates.
That's actually the Macon Bacon's actually their baseball team now, of all names that they could come up with. So,
Really?
yeah.
I mean, that seems like the easiest name they could
It
come
really
up with.
is. Yeah.
The Macon Bacon.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah. Well, it's better. Well, they also have the Savannah Bananas, but that's for another day.
Yes, they do.
That's the best team name ever.
Yeah.
I thought it was a strip club.
It could be a strip club.
It should be.
You could start that in Savannah.
We could own it. So
It'd just be you up on there
yeah.
every time.
And now coming to the stage again.
to make his bacon.
Savannah Bananas' very own Bigfoot.
Sasquatch. All right. Anyways,
Everyone in the audience is like, he is real.
So hairy.
Oh.
I'm sitting in the back of the room. I'm still pulling hairs out of my mouth.
It's hot in here now.
Don't get the soup. Go. What are we doing, man? I thought we were talking about Macon.
All right. So in Macon,
Every photograph is blurred.
It's like this. It's the one strip club where they actually allow photography because they know you're not going to capture anything.
that's true. So Macon has the Hay House.
Hey.
Hey. So it's known as the Palace of the South. They said it's designed after. Excuse me.
It's gonna be a little warmer, but I don't care.
It's designed like a. Apparently, the owners originally went on like a tour of Europe, so they designed the house after it, which makes it a little more creepy.
I didn't like the way that poured.
According to the main board member Darren McClure,
Do some shots.
of what?
Huh? You keep talking.
Of coffee creamer?
Yeah.
Hey,
No,
give me that oat milk cookie.
no, I'm gonna go get you some whiskey.
They've
Just give me a
said
pickle.
that for 30 years that they've been there. They've always had everyone who's come through have something happen if they're in there for longer than a couple of minutes. So they've had lights flickering, voices being heard randomly, obviously seen some ghosts.
Go on. So anybody that ever has been in the Hay House has reported it, right?
most people, like they're saying, like contractors who had to go work. What is going on?
Did you keep your white liquid off me? I figured I was in the splash zone over here.
I'm like Shamu. It happens everywhere.
So you have a splash zone at the Savannah Band.
Actually, better than the last one.
Okay.
Or maybe I'm just drunk.
Do you charge more for the experience?
He has to, and that's how else would he make a living? So the
sells raincoats
board
at the
members have saw that they saw. Excuse me. I can't stop the hiccups now. Mary Ellen Felton, who was actually one of the original owners, they've seen her looking through chest of drawers, looking for clothing. They've also seen her.
Is she looking for a specific kind of clothing?
They're not. It didn't say that she's looking through the drawers. She's
looking for a stash.
Must be. They've seen apparition of an elderly
No, they
woman.
put the toy in here somewhere. She's like tossing it around.
Where's it at?
I can hear the humming, and then everyone wakes up like, oh.
They've seen apparition of an elderly woman dressed in a gown of like mid 1800s fashion.
Do you know who she is?
They don't know who that one is.
So is Felton like? Is she like young?
They didn't. Say, I couldn't find anything saying like how old she looks.
Is she fine?
Oh, good God!
Tell me more.
Every time he lies, he hiccups.
Yeah.
I didn't lie on that one though.
Dude, you want me to pour you a drink so you can kill the
You
hiccups?
might have to.
You just give him the creamer.
Just
That'll
pour
do
me
it.
something.
I'm
You want
serious.
You want some oatmeal creamer?
I just give him the oatmeal creamer.
Here,
Oatmeal creamer and rum chocolate.
Let me
please.
cream you real quick.
You'll need a
Oh,
poncho when you pour that.
Oh.
It's because he likes you more. We're gonna go through the rum chocolate tonight.
That's so much cream.
That's the way you like it, though.
Everybody, welcome to the stage. Jack Links. Messing with Sasquatch.
He's gonna show you his beef jerky. Pocket size though. You don't get those jumbo links.
You don't get that. No. Guests have seen swinging chandeliers, probably from you on them. They've seen lights flickering, doors opening and shutting on their own. Cold spots have been. People have felt cold spots walking up the stairs. Empty hallways, hearing footsteps, doors being slammed shut. Also, someone breathing over your shoulder, much like you do to me every now and then. Oh, God, no.
We do that to you?
He has.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking
He's done it
about?
to me. I just.
Yeah.
God.
Walking up in all those coffee shops like, can I buy you?
The one you'll love is another common report is to hear the sound of moaning coming from the master bedroom.
So that's where I'm spending the night.
But they're saying that possibly could be from one of the residents who died.
Oh, sorry. So, one of the residents banging it out in there.
Yeah, they're banging out. No, they had an illness. They're difficult to uncover exactly who it was, but someone died from an illness in the master
Nymphomania.
bedroom.
It's a heart attack, too much Viagra.
Yeah, one of the stories, and we have
Those
a
horny
YouTube
goat
link.
weed. Those back then, they didn't have Viagra.
No, yeah.
Too much horny goat weed.
We have a YouTube link for it, but apparently a maid, it was taking linens up the stairs about, I don't know, it didn't give a date, but as she was carrying out, she's looking down up the stairs and she saw a dress and a pair of shoes just up in front of her. Didn't know what it was, looked up and she stared at the face of Mary Ellen Felton. Just like that right there, dropped the laundry, ran outside. Apparently it took her weeks before she would even come near the house. That one's pretty interesting. One story that I read that is a little interesting. I'm not sure if it was true or not, but they were having a wedding and they were taking photos, and guy moves a top hat, which did not come with the house. Someone donated it years later, but it had been sitting there for a while. They moved the top hat, gave it to the groom, put it on, took photos. Guy's looking back through his photos. He sees the guy wearing the top hat, and in the back, not a mirror, he sees the top hat behind him on like what they describe basically a Casper. Like that's literally how they described the ghost, because it was no face, just something there with it wearing a hat.
But it was a friendly ghost.
Possibly the friend zone ghost, more than likely, because that's all I ever get.
So you're gonna be the friend zone
ghost. That's me.
though.
Or were you were trying to get with a ghost and he friend zoned you? That's how I'm understanding this right now.
Apparently, standing outside the back door, spirits also tap on the glass
The back
to get
door?
to get knocking on your back door. Tap on glass to get people's attention. Respond to questions if asked. 1 hit for yes, 2 for no. They get a lot of that, which we've had a little bit of that in our investigations. And
we had that happen one time.
One time.
Well, if you want to go off the yes and no thing, our devices pull up yes or
we
no.
did. We did get some.
good.
Yeah.
There's a good
Except for Mr. Nasty. He didn't want to talk to us.
He didn't. No, he was having too much fun watching. The big house in Macon, which is famous for.
Hold on, wait. I'm not. Hey, house.
Hey, house. Hey.
Didn't you say the current person in charge of that house does not believe it at all?
So that was actually back the Atlanta Historical Society or whoever it is that was preserving it.
Mm-hmm.
The previous owners or people who ran it adamantly denied any ghost activity at all in this place because they didn't want to register it. They didn't want people to come for tourism despite good money coming from
They were getting ghost head. No, man, ain't no ghost here, man. Ain't no ghost here, baby.
Certainly not a succubus in the bedroom.
So they adamantly denied it, but in the past 10 years, the people that are on the board now are like, no, it's real. It always has been. They just didn't want to admit the stories because they just didn't want. They didn't want the coverage. They want a negative light on a Georgia historical site,
right?
Mostly. So that's mostly it for the Hay House, which is actually a good amount of stuff. Would love to go down there. Then we also have the Big House, which is famous for the Allman Brothers Band lived there for 4 or 5 years as they were getting started. Not too far from the house is actually where Linda Oakley's husband, bassist band Barry Oakley, and Dwayne Allman passed away on motorcycles. Both had motorcycle accidents not too far from the house. Exact same circumstances, like a year apart. Really weird. But there have been accounts of apparitions. The band itself and the reason I mentioned her, widow Linda Oakley, said that she would lie in bed and the ghost used to come and hang over her bed and just look at her. And anyone, excuse me, she was very aware.
Isn't that your fantasy race?
Yeah. He wants, quoted.
Me to hang over someone else or hang over me?
Both.
Yes.
He wants the Ghostbusters.
How did you know? Because you talk.
Because you talk about it almost all the time. You have a shirt that says.
I think your voicemail says, "This is Chris Reese. You know what my biggest fantasy is."
Hover over me and leave a message.
But anyone who was associated with the Allman Brothers who stayed in the house with them saw things happen or heard things going on. There was apparently the spirit of a little girl would appear to the owner years later and to a house sitter several times, and they could feel a presence in the room. This one time, one of the people woke up to the face of a young girl with dark hair, wearing a bonnet, hovering close by and staring. And the owner stated that the little girl communicated telepathically and that said that her daddy's house had 5 bathrooms in it. Kind of odd, but apparently that place actually had 5 bathrooms. So, maybe not that one, but unless she was talking about the.
No, kids like to just tell you the most obvious things. So I believe that. Like, my daddy's house has 5 bathrooms. Congratulations, kid! You deserve a Nobel Prize.
And the same owner that told the story, she said that she actually would fall down the stairs a lot, but she's like, she kept falling. Like, am I tripping on something? So she was checking it, and then one day she felt someone shove her down the stairs. She spent 3 weeks bedridden, trying to heal up because of how bad she was hurt. So, and that's just, everyone has been saying that that's been happening for years.
Was it Jack that pushed her down?
Yeah,
Jack Daniels.
Yes,
or was it Evan Williams?
We don't know.
Was it?
There's also
Jim Beam.
Jim Beam, yeah.
It was probably that guy.
It might have been. There's also the Georgia Children's Museum, which Swish will love this.
What, because it's children?
Pervert. No, he'll love the fact that a children's museum, they hear very painful
Need a disclaimer. In no way is
No, children scare him. They hear painful screaming coming from outside. People have ran outside. Nothing's there. They go in.
Yeah, it's because there were kids screaming and their parents took them away.
Probably.
Or they're whoever it was that was screaming is not screaming anymore because they're dead.
Yes, exactly.
Or if you ever
So-
want to hear that painful screaming, just go to Walmart.
Go down to the toy aisle.
Yeah,
one
yeah.
time.
Deny one Fisher Price toy, you'll hear what that painful screaming is.
Oh yeah.
It usually happens around 12:30 or 2 a.m. outside of there. There's also the famous Rose Hill Cemetery, which the Allman Brothers, basically the entire band is buried. That has passed away is buried there.
Do they have a ghostly concert every night?
They do.
That'd be
Yeah,
dope.
that would be amazing. I'd like
That'd
to
be
go.
pretty.
Apparently, one paranormal team has gone there and saw a shapeshifter.
Hmm.
We have a YouTube link for that we can share. We haven't shown Swish yet. We need to show him, see what he thinks.
I'm okay.
You sure about that?
Positive.
We'll put that in the description
Yeah, absolutely.
of the video, so the links will be there. You can check out.
A couple of graves that are famous: the Vampire Grave
Ooh.
and the Stairway to Hell.
I heard it sucks. Hold on. Done.
And
Told you it was gonna work.
Yeah.
I hate that drum set so goddamn much.
And apparently,
I hate that. Like I'm sitting in the seat that has to look at it.
Do you want this seat next time?
No, that's his punishment.
Like punishment for
That's
what?
his penance.
Providing good advice. Hey, get this drum set out of the frame of every shot we do.
That's great.
It's a beautiful drum set. People have their cars stalling and failing to restart, passing certain tombstones, random times of the
Should
day.
get a checkup,
They should.
tune up, whatever.
And so the last one I could find,
Sounds like a battery issue.
Yeah,
probably, but the last one I could find was really interesting. The 1842 N.
they're all like 78 Pintos. I don't understand what happened.
Vampires are just sucking the power out of it.
Oh, you'll come by for a little sucky. No. Okay, bad joke number 3 today. Don't give me that look.
I'm gonna need another one of these.
You don't have enough liquor for us to get through the rest of it.
No. All right. This one, I'll be quick on this one.
So much peach.
Drink.
Apparently, there is a spirit of a female toddler, or crawler, they call her.
Ew.
It's a see-through little child who appears on the second floor. They think she's looking for her father because in one evening she appeared twice. One room, a gentleman saw her come out of the fireplace,
Mhm.
and then
Ah,
when she went
Oh, no.
back into the fireplace, the fire went out,
yeah.
which is
Well, I mean,
pretty
if you put a baby on a fire, I guess it might go out. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Is there a dead baby joke
Yeah,
you're trying to
I think
reference
I
here?
think that was.
And then the other room that visited that night was the John Gresham room, which I believe was the owner of the house at one point. Husband and wife were sleeping in the bed. The little child was pulling the fingers of the man, and until he would awake, he saw her, and he was staring. She was trying to get his attention still, so he rolled over and said, "Honey, look!" She disappeared. They go back to sleep. The little girl showed up again, waking him up. And every time his wife would try to look, it would be gone. Because he said all night long it kept happening.
Oh, night
Yeah.
long.
And then there's the spirit of the tall blonde
no.
woman.
We don't need that in reference to this
You don't
story.
know.
Like-
But,
No.
All right.
No.
So they're assuming that she's looking for her dad because
Yeah.
of those two incidents. There was a man in the room. And
yeah.
Okay.
And then there's the spirit of the tall blonde woman.
okay.
She
All
doesn't
right.
interact with the living, but she shows up
To the
going
dead?
yes, to the dead. Going to her favorite rooms. They've seen her in one of the bedrooms for sure, the parlor in the Victorian cottage, which is the mansion's guest house. They think her name is Elizabeth Adams. She had mental issues later in life, and they think she's wandering, trying to remember the times that she had, or figure things out.
Are you gonna help her remember the good times?
No, thank you. I'm good.
He's gonna help her create bad times.
All the bad.
She's gonna make her go back to the afterlife.
That's my skill.
That's how he exercises these demons.
Yeah. He goes there and she just like walks away. She like goes back up, or the birds are like, "Take me back! I'm ready.
I'm done.
I don't want to
done
remember
now.
anymore."
I'm ready to cross over.
There's they're not sure. She could be that one. She also could be. They think she might be the girl's mother from when when she lived there. They just don't have much. They have details, but like there's so many different stories about who she could be.
Yeah.
And the last one is John Gresham himself. He apparently showed up to a female guest one night while she was staying in the dogwood room. Yeah, I know it sounds creepy.
What?
I was about to say, and he exposed himself.
Yeah, what was he wearing? Was it semi see through?
He had a robe slightly ajar.
So he apparently he's a semi see-through apparition.
Yeah, he is.
Shows where his dogwood.
Yes, he's apparently wears a long dark jacket or like a Presbyterian robe, they call it, the priest robe.
Yeah,
You
no,
know
this
about
this
those.
sounds all in line with what we think is happening.
But during that night, she'd taken a
No,
shower.
I said she.
So the lady took a shower.
All right. Yeah, sorry.
Catholic love.
Sorry.
But anyway, she took a shower, wrapped herself in a towel, went back to the room, and she apparently was nervous about staying there because the room that she was in had a door to the outside. Even though it was locked, she was still nervous. But when she walked in the room, she saw a male sitting there in a chair, see-through, so she could see the back of the chair. And she could tell by the look on his face he was trying to communicate. And he said, "Don't worry, I'm here to protect you." And then she felt a warm.
That's how it all starts.
She felt a warm feeling around her neck and shoulders that were not placed by fingers or hands.
Isn't that your move?
Yeah.
And what's yours?
Anything but I'm here to protect you, and then warm things around her.
I mean, I thought it was going to say, like, I saw this ghost in the chair, and then I
Yeah.
felt this warm thing on my neck, and then it became a warm thing on my crotch because I just pissed myself.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, Miss Scoozy."
Muscoozy.
Muscoozy.
Oh. Wow.
So that's it for Macon that I could find. I'm sure there's a lot more, but I mean, definitely some places I want to go visit
Yeah,
just
definitely.
to see.
Definitely. We can get in, like, one of the haunted rooms in the 1842, as he said? 1842?
1842.
He's like, in and actually stay in some of the haunted rooms there. Hit the Rose Hill Cemetery while we're down there. That'd
Absolutely.
be really dope.
And yeah, we gotta look at the video, show you the
The
shapeshifter.
shapeshifter.
Sounds hot.
Yeah, he's gonna
Pretty
go,
hot, bro.
He's gonna go home tonight driving like an old granny.
Pretty freaking hot, bro.
If I see anything change from a deer to a man, I'm out of here.
All right, so
It is
that
your
was
turn.
Macon. Swish, tell us about Atlanta.
Hot Atlanta.
Oh,
No one calls
yeah.
it that anymore.
That's unfortunate because it's hot as hell down here right now.
He's an AT alien. What? How you say that?
Oh.
AT alien?
Something like that.
I don't know how you say that.
Atlantean?
He's disappointing me.
Go
right
away.
now. You can tell he's not from down here.
Drink more.
Drink more of the curdled juice.
Yeah. Chew it. Chew it up. Chew it up.
Chew it.
He's gonna start eating the glass. It's so good. That scene in Beer Fest where he just chews the glass.
Okay, it's time for Atlanta. Atlanta.
So speaking of hot Atlanta, so first up we have the Ellis Hotel, formerly Weinkopf.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
What?
Oh, hot Atlanta, Ellis Hotel. Come on, man.
That's how I got the nickname.
Too soon. Oh, yeah, good one.
Thank you. That's better than my other ones.
I don't know how long ago it was, though.
You get one a week.
Yeah, good job.
Good with that.
So the Ellis Hotel was actually back in 1946 was the deadliest fire in U.S. history. About 119 people lost their lives in what they referred to as a fireproof hotel. So they actually said the way they designed it, the building could actually withstand a fire. Obviously, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, because it wasn't the interior, they said, was not designed to withstand a fire, just the outside in case something burned up to it,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is dumb.
It's like a similar situation with the Titanic. Oh, the ship
That's
is unsinkable.
I think that is the nickname. They called it the Titanic of Georgia or something like that. I read that earlier. I had to look that up.
Yeah.
I know you're looking at me like I'm crazy, but
Now we say that about a lot of stuff in this planet. But so guests today have reported seeing various apparitions. They smell smoke at night, which is weird and not great in general. I wouldn't want it to even be fake smoke at that point. I'd probably leave. And they hear screams in the hallways, which is extremely creepy.
You have a lot of instances of fake smoke.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I was just checking.
Yeah.
Was it liquid smoke?
I mean, we what?
What?
What is liquid smoke?
It's a cooking thing. It's fake smoke.
Yeah.
So you taste something that's smoked, but it's not actually smoked on a grill. It's just you use liquid smoke to make that flavor.
So is someone walking around with like a heated pan?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
yes,
hot
just
plate.
walking around with that.
Yeah.
So
Actually, what's his name? I'm not going to mention his name, but I think he uses it in chicken noodle soup. He uses liquid smoke in it. And
yes,
it's like,
yes, he does, and it is
So-
not as good as you think it is.
Whoa.
And it is called the Titanic of hotels. And here's even crazier. It actually happened on December 7th, the 5th anniversary of Pearl Harbor.
That is really crazy.
And
So did
according to this article, apparently it was filled to capacity of 280 guests. Among them were actually World War II soldiers who were home from the war finally and starting to rebuild their lives. They were staying there temporarily.
Are you implying the Japanese burnt down the Ellis Hotel?
No,
I feel like that's
I
not a
not.
conversation we need to have right
No.
now.
I think I just heard that. And then 2, was there enough life rafts?
According to this, no. There were no life rafts because they deemed it.
Was there not enough room for Jack on the door?
No, they deemed it unburnable.
I think the door probably burned down.
Oh no.
At least one side of it did. The other
This
side
is
was
the-
perfectly fine.
Yes.
All right. Anyways, yeah, you were saying?
So also, occasionally the fire alarm will also go off at 2:48 a.m. in the building, which is the exact time the fire occurred back in 1946.
I've always wondered that. Like, how do they know exactly when the fire started? Is it the first time someone noticed the fire was 2:48, or was it like the moment the ember hit the carpet and it's like, oh, 2:48, and it lit up? Or is that when the fire department was called? Like,
When they got the call, yeah. How do they know?
What time is what? Because I would assume the ghost would know its own reference point. So maybe it's
Maybe
when
one of the clocks melted with the
Yeah,
time in
ooh,
place.
yeah.
That'd be.
Or maybe it's like that was the time that particular ghost that does that realized there was a fire. Like the fire had been going on for like 30 minutes, but he was asleep and he woke up and was like, oh shit, it's
They just-
2:48. Oh god, fire! And then like he just
Like the
set the
apparitions that are in there just carved it into the wall, like 2:48.
Yeah.
they have to take turns. If there's a lot of apparitions, it's like, hey dude, it's your month. Damn
I'll
it.
get the 2, you get the 4 this time.
Come on, guy.
But yeah, that is the Ellis Hotel. I would be very curious to spend the night there. Also very terrified. I very much hope it's fireproof now. Yeah,
Yeah, that one's crazy.
it's terrible to think about. Like,
Yeah, it's horrific.
Yeah.
There, people were jumping out of the windows, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I would imagine
They were
like
trying
they
to jump across the street to the building. They actually have photos
Mhm.
of a woman who had jumped out. I think that lady did make it, but there were a lot of people the next morning they looked out because the way it was built was the elevator was up the middle or something like that,
Mhm.
like that style, and the stairs wrapped around it, so it created basically one big chimney, and all the fire and the smoke went just straight up, and they couldn't get past the 8th floor. That's all the ladders could reach. And because the doors were open, they couldn't. It was just
Yeah.
burning in the middle, and everyone's just trying to get out the windows.
Good Lord.
All right,
Hot
just bringing it
Atlanta.
down, man.
Hot Atlanta.
That was a bad joke.
All right, what's the next one? Do you have
I
another
didn't
one?
know all that other stuff. So the next one we got is the famous Fox Theater. Has been in Atlanta for over 90 years. There are several stories of that from that place of figures walking around, shadowy figures floating on the walls. I don't know how that works. Your typical haunting stuff like doors closing without any cause, just slam behind you, kind of like your house. This happened here apparently.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was me last night.
But one of the
Stop creeping around the house.
One of the more famous stories they like to tell there is about the backstage elevator. So according to the archives, one of the former managers there used to live on the 4th floor, and his girlfriend actually died in the Fox Theater on the 4th floor. So anytime someone goes to use the elevator and they hit like the 2nd floor or the 3rd floor, the elevator will go straight from the 1st floor to the 4th floor every single time. And then when you get off the elevator, it goes to the 2nd floor where you wanted to go the entire time. So that's kind of interesting. They said that didn't start until after she died, which my first thought is, why don't you get it fixed?
Yeah.
Because I don't know how long ago that happened, but it seems like it's time to get that repaired. Maybe put a new elevator in, take her elevator, move it somewhere else.
So there's some pretty cool elevator stories just between, the college y'all work at, and then the courthouse in the county. So I know when I I went there and worked once, or it was for a couple of weeks during a project. I was like 15 or 16 or whatever. So it was like a little temp job in the summer.
Mhm.
They were redoing the network and all the computers, and the elevator runs constantly. Like you're just sitting there, and all of a sudden you'll hear like ding, elevator opens up, closes, goes up to like the second or third floor.
Come on in.
Yeah, and like it's just creepy.
The music's fine.
It's creepy.
It's just fine.
And then one of our acquaintances at the college has mentioned getting on the elevator and a lady being on the elevator with him and then disappearing.
No. Press the button. I'm getting.
Wasn't that his only interaction with a woman?
The only one that didn't get HR called.
I was gonna say it.
I don't know. That one might be in the folder.
Yeah.
I know who we can.
And the ghost goes to HR. Yeah, he was watching me through the mirror. And
Well, I know.
Yeah, I felt very uncomfortable.
I know who we can ask if it's in that folder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they wrote the folder for him.
Yeah. But yeah. So is that the only thing of the Fox, or is there more?
there's numerous reports of apparitions during their nightly ghost tours. Footsteps in front of tour groups, kind of creepy. Some people have heard footsteps coming through the seats as they're standing on the stage, and it's just dead quiet. There's nothing there.
Mhm.
Like no one's moving. There's no echo. Like you can clearly hear like someone like moving through the aisles. That's pretty creepy. I just imagine like someone's like down on their hands and knees, like where you can't see them, like with little shoes. Like we got them. Another cool story. I guess one of the organists that used to perform there, he was cremated, and his ashes were spread in the ceiling above and around the organ chambers. And some people have reported they can actually still hear him playing as they're walking around, which
That's
is
wild.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Phantom of the Opera shit.
Mhm.
I would definitely be out of that building if I heard that organ start playing, especially if I saw like a man with like half a mask on stage. I'm like, no, I'm out. I'm not Emmy Rossum. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, but also if a phone rang, you'd be out too.
Yes.
I would be out. I'm not answering that phone because you're gonna answer that phone and you're gonna be like 7 days.
I want to next time we do it. I just want to turn his phone on loud and just start calling it randomly.
No, it has to be an old timey phone. It really makes it. That makes
Yeah.
it, breaks it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that it for Atlanta? You got? I know there's a few other places I've heard of, but like Oakland Cemetery and the Masquerade and all that fun stuff. The old Masquerade.
The old Masquerade has a bunch of cool things. I mean, there's people that report seeing ghostly apparitions walking up and down, lots of footsteps. They've heard people playing, full-on conversations, like a lot of good voice recordings from that place.
EVPs and stuff.
Yep, but it's currently under a remodel. They're not letting anyone in it, and they moved the Masquerade supposedly to a temporary location.
Yeah.
I don't know how temporary it is. But having been in that building, I can tell you it's one of the I would not want to be in there alone.
Yeah,
That place is absolutely terrifying.
It's creepy.
Yeah,
We used to go. We played there a lot, and so you would get there, and you're one of only like a few people actually at the location. So it's like really quiet and really
Yep.
dark, and going backstage or staying in the green room and stuff is. I mean, it's interesting. I never had any really experiences, but I was with people the whole time we were setting up, so it wasn't too crazy. But yeah, it's a creepy place. There's also stories of vampires there.
I heard those are fake.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, but
Yeah, I think that would really suck.
Yeah, Oakland Cemetery is also one of the biggest haunts. I guess Oakland haunts. No, Oakland Cemetery haunts in Atlanta, which I still don't know why it's called Oakland, since there is an Oakland in California.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just all part of that transition.
yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Just bringing it on over.
The biggest one is the Confederate roll call, Confederate soldier roll call that happens there, because there's a lot of dead like Confederate soldiers and stuff buried there and other crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And I think, that would be wicked. Just standing out there and all of a sudden hearing like, Steve, yeah.
He said my name.
Billy, yeah.
You're up. I want you for the Confederate Army. What?
Come get your 10-year plaque and your complimentary dinner at IHOP. Yeah.
So yeah, they actually did move the masquerade. They're not going to put it back, so it's now being worked on to have new people move in. So
Is it going to be like? It's probably going to be like a hotel or something, or not a hotel, a loft or something.
a loft or business
Yeah.
space, yeah. Which is kind of sad that they're not going to be there anymore. But
Yeah, I think it's got such history just from a music standpoint.
We
Got
should
a
buy
lot
it.
of big bands. Let's do it. Yeah,
We should buy it.
all the money in the world.
We should buy it. No, I know you do. Let's do it.
I don't enough to do that.
I think we can do this.
yeah,
All
Just be
right.
like, don't repair a thing. We'll take it as is.
But yeah, there's tons of other hauntings in Georgia. We just wanted to hit the 3 cities we wanted to hit or could hit. Obviously, Savannah is its own beast with
a
tons of
two-parter
hauntings.
according to Swish.
Oh yeah, it could be a 2-part. There's a lot. There's a whole
Or
lot.
one long drunk day.
Ooh, or we could do that. And then obviously we're going to go down there and do some investigations.
Absolutely.
And I've done one investigation down there, but that's just one building out of like
We're
50.
gonna spend a week down there doing investigations.
We
We're
need
gonna
to.
hit it all.
I'll do it, man, in a heartbeat.
We're gonna drink every night.
Well, then I don't think we're going to be able to pull off any investigations. But whatever, we try it. But yeah, there's hauntings in like Madison. Was it Americus or whatever that place is
Yeah,
called?
Americus. Yeah. Quite a few there.
I think there's some in Augusta, some in like Gainesville. Like, there's just tons of hauntings. Lake Lanier is a really big location for some haunts. There's some really cool haunts there, but that's kind of hard because you got 2 cities or maybe even more than 2. But I know but Buford and like Gainesville both kind of are tied to it, and there's might be
There's a lot we gotta do. We got a lot of spots we gotta hit.
Yeah, Lake Lanier's got 2 really cool stories for their ghost. And then another story is something that's just completely not ghost, but just really creepy. But I mean, they did flood a town. I think there's some cemeteries that are still under the water. So yeah, there's plenty of places in Georgia. It's really dope. You should check it out. Definitely go, online, Google it. Just Google Georgia Ghost. I think there's a couple of websites that are dedicated to Georgia hauntings and stuff. It's really cool. We get some of our information from some of those sites too. So along with documentaries and just tons of research, fun stuff. But yeah, if you like us, please subscribe to our channel. And while you're at it, like this video, share this video. We have Facebook page, Instagram page, Twitter page, Patreon. You can find all that. Just look for Talk Haunted to Me. We'd love you to join our Patreon, help fund some of the stuff we do, the alcohol, and the investigations.
That's where the money's going right there.
Yeah, that's not all of it. It depends on how much I'm gonna get. If it's like $5 every now and then that's gonna be heavy beer money. But if it's enough money, we would love to use it towards doing investigations. We've done quite a few. We'll be shooting some of those videos up. We'll also be doing just some walkthroughs of some of the haunted cemeteries around us and then out in other states and stuff like that. That'll be pretty cool.
I'm ready to go on another one.
What?
I said
Oh,
I'm ready to go.
investigation? Yeah, in a heartbeat.
It's high time.
It's past time.
We're also going to have a series on haunted hotels and more importantly, us going and staying in the haunted hotels. We'll try to do some live streaming from there.
And we talked about doing, I don't know if I may have mentioned, but cemeteries down the line.
That was like the right before I said the
I know.
hotels.
You said
I wasn't paying attention.
you said cemeteries and
I
hotel.
know.
Yeah.
I'm never paying attention.
You need to pay attention.
Man, sir. No, and then
Getting
also,
to me, man.
we really want to get in touch with investigation groups and just have an interview, sit down. Like we do our investigations, but and we have a great respect for other groups that get out there and do that. So we would love to sit down and chat and interview and let people know about what you're doing and all that. So if you know somebody or you're a part of an investigation team or something and you want to do an interview with us, that would be really cool. But anyways, on behalf of Talk Haunted to Me, I'm Reese. This is Swish. This is Skinner. And we're going to sign off and we'll talk to you next time.
See ya.
Peace.
Thank you.
This is a dangerous group that we're dealing with now. With a nightmare.